Okay.
Okay, we're recording too. We just started recording.
We assume we are going on live, okay, Joe?
Okay.
I don't know if I can check.
Yeah, we are, it's like teaching old dog new tricks. So this is a new
we've
trick.
gone this far. It's pretty good already.
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and good morning for those of you in Asia.
Yeah.
Now, we are very much privileged to have with us Dr. Joe Chang, who's the author of this best-selling book
called The Aging
Myth.
Yeah.
And let me read some of his reviews about that. Dr. Chang attended Portsmouth University in England and earned his doctorate in pharmacology at the University of London. Whoa. He completed his postdoc fellowship at the Johns Hopkins University School of Hygiene and Public Health. That's why he knows all about Maryland blue crabs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, from 81 to 2006, his dynamic career path included working for major pharmaceutical companies, conducting groundbreaking research and developing therapeutic drugs for several life-threatening diseases. During this time, he became convinced that focusing on nutrition and optimal supplementation could benefit the lives of more people. Okay, then you and Michael Chang started Pharmanex. All right, can you tell us a bit more about that, Joe? How you and Michael started Pharmanex?
Yeah, well, hi, Pat. Hi, Margaret. And hi, everybody around the world. Hong Kong. I saw Bob. I think he might have been in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
So glad to be able to talk to you at this particular time. And it's always a bit scary for all of us around the world, right? Being locked down in our homes. Hopefully you're all safe and healthy. Anyway, yeah, Pat, I mean, gosh, now you're asking me to remember things going back more than 25 years. And yeah. So let's see. Okay, so Pharmanex, we started back in 1995. And Michael and myself, I mean, Michael was in another company called Merck, and I was in a company further down south from him in Philadelphia called Wyeth. So these are big drug companies, obviously. And after spending many years, both of us sort of, focusing on discovering drugs. And in fact, Mike was really good. He really was very critical in Merck discovering a cholesterol-lowering agent called Mavacol. And I was at Wyeth doing some other areas of research in asthma, arthritis, and so on. Anyway, so we spent quite a few years directing drug discovery in these two companies. And I sort of remember I met Mike in many scientific meetings, and we obviously developed a friendship. And we had many a discussion and saying, well, we sort of know that we can sort of make drugs or develop drugs to treat diseases. But the real question is whether that's the only way. In fact, that's the most important way to keep the body healthy, And because literally when you're working with drugs and discovering drugs, you're really trying to treat a particular disease. And it's almost like the horse is running so fast in front of you, and you're trying to catch it and put it back into the stable. And it's good. We were fairly successful in discovering that kind of using that approach to develop drugs. But the more we thought about it, the more we came together and discussed this topic, we both came to the conclusion that perhaps the most important thing is, instead of trying to treat a disease, why don't we sort of think about whether we can keep the body healthy? And by keeping the body healthy, the body itself can actually help to prevent diseases more than anything else. Right. And perhaps that's another approach. So that was back in 1995. And the more we thought about it, the more we were sort of rather intrigued with this approach. And both Mike and I obviously are very much into natural products. We are very sort of knowledgeable about traditional Chinese herbs and so on, because that were sometimes a source of discovering new drugs. So we knew a lot of that, and we say, well, see whether we can sort of start a new company focusing on this particular approach. And we say, well, we are scientists, we are really not business people, but maybe it's worth a trial to start a company. And because what's the worst that can happen, right? If we start a company, it doesn't work and it fails, we can always go back and work for the big drug companies. So that's really how we started Pharmanex in '95. We went out with this story that I just mentioned to you, using natural products, Chinese herbs, other natural products that are not from Asia, and use that as a basis to develop, now instead of drugs, is to use them to develop nutritional supplements. So that's fundamentally the story we told to many investors, and it's always make me chuckle that we actually managed to raise almost close to $30 million to start Pharmanex, you know. So it was rather a big surprise to us. But hey, now we got the money, so let's go start it. So in '95, we formed Pharmanex, got other scientists to join the company, and sort of really starting to develop natural products, supplements. So beginning almost at the end of '96, we developed 5 products. And to this day, NuSkin still has those products. And that would be Colestin, BioGinkgo, T-Green, Cordymax, Reishi-Max. You know, these are the major products we developed. And at that time, Pharmanex was not obviously a direct selling company. We were in the mass market. And again, much to our surprise, we managed to convince about 28,000 stores in the United States, you know, Walgreens, CVS, all those branches, to actually put our Pharmanex products on the shelf. And we were selling our and marketing Pharmanex products that way. And we were successful fairly quickly and became profitable, and sort of starting to grow the company, and we were really quite comfortable. At that time, we were in Los Angeles, so in the Los Angeles area. And we were real happy, weather is good and so on. So a year later, as we became more well-known in the industry, we got a call from a company from Utah. And they say they are NuSkin, and they wanted to come. They came to know of us, and they are rather intrigued with one single product that I mentioned, Colestin. They were very interested in that product, and whether Pharmanex had any interest to license the product to NuSkin. So when we heard it, my first reaction, frankly, was, you know, it's like, well, yeah, but you're NuSkin. Where are you from? Utah. So remember, we're in the mass market. I know nothing about network marketing. All right. So frankly, there's no idea what network marketing is, direct selling, and so on. And when you hear about a company called NuSkin and you look at the name, and in English, you don't spell new that way. All right. So how can you be a serious company? But we say, whatever, come on, visit. And after all, we don't have to fly to Utah. We don't even know where Utah was at that time. So, and they came and visited with us, had some discussions, and started with Colestin, and we told them what we did. We did a really good clinical study at UCLA and so on and so forth. And they became even more interested in licensing the compound and product. And then they say, well, how did you develop this in general? You know, what do you really do? Or what was your approach? And we told them about Pharmanex, the engine, if you will, that we created. At that time, we had about 35 scientists in the company. So, and we say, you know, this is how we do it. Since we all came from the pharmaceutical industry, we really want to make sure that our products are science-based and is based on scientific studies, and whatever claims that we make with the products, we can actually back it up with scientific evidence, you know, and the only way to do that in science is to conduct the studies, and we do that. And in fact, it was the most important thing in Pharmanex, because no other company at that time, back in '96, was actually doing that kind of scientific studies with nutritional supplements. And we sort of say, this is how we do it. That's why we have so many scientists in the company, because we invest primarily in scientific research and clinical studies before we launch our product. So the more they heard that story, the more they were intrigued by the fact that, well, wait a minute. So this has a lot more potential, right? So it's not just about cholesterol and this is it. You're not going to develop more products. Oh yeah, we have many other future products that are coming out in the next few years as well. And you say, oh really? And one thing led to another, and over time they actually changed and made the offer to be about buying the company rather than just licensing a single product. So that was interesting to us, and say, hey, well, really, you want to buy the whole company? And they say, yeah, we think we can do it. And so we turned, say, okay, now this is a different story you're telling us. So maybe it's better that you explain what NuSkin is all about, and let us understand what your business is, and then it can help us decide whether, you know, this offer is attractive for us. So they told us that was the first time personally that I heard about direct selling. I heard about they have 600,000 distributors globally back then, 20 years ago, and they can go international with Pharmanex products very quickly. They have leaders, you know, they mentioned people like Pat and Margaret. I never heard of these people before, and all the Hong Kong leaders and, you know, Japan leaders, blah, blah, blah. At that time, China was not open yet, so they didn't bring any of those in. And so it was rather interesting, the story they told us. And we say, wow, this is interesting. This is a very different way of telling the story behind Pharmanex products. And perhaps this is something that we should consider as an option for us to grow in the future. So that was really beginning to becoming more interesting to us. But at that time, we frankly got another 2 more offers from drug companies. Now, suddenly there was renewed interest in the drug companies to build a nutritional supplement business next to their drug business. So we actually had 2 offers back then, also to acquire Pharmanex. One of them, frankly, was from my previous company. And so we had 3 offers sitting on the table. The price was about the same. So the price was not the deciding factor. So how do you decide, you know, among the 3 offers? And we fundamentally sort of say, look, you know, if we go with the drug companies, the business model is not going to change. We are still going to be in those stores. The only difference is perhaps sort of they put more advertising and marketing budget behind our products because they have way more money, right, in these drug companies. And that, but we will continue to market our products that way. And we say there's not going to be any difference. And whereas with NuSkin, it's going to be different. It will be sold, you know, through people, through distributors and leaders in NuSkin. And in fact, we could go internationally very quickly, you know, almost like within 6 months or earlier. And that's what NuSkin told us at that time. So we say, this is going to be an interesting choice here. You know, whether we go with the other drug companies, we're going with NuSkin. So, and the international piece was the most attractive piece for us to consider, because the other, even if you go with drug companies, going international takes a long time. So we say, so that's a plus for NuSkin. The other plus for NuSkin was, it's sort of like, really, it was more emotional, frankly, and more personal for us. And that is, if we had gone with a drug company, you know, drug companies are really big, right? So even when we go in and become really successful, it's not going to be a major piece of their business. It's going to be a small piece, no matter how successful we are. If we are not successful, I think they will cut us off. In fact, they will destroy Pharmanex very quickly. There is no ifs and buts there. They would just say, oh, forget it. This is something, although we invested in it, we must well not throw good money after bad, let them disappear. So we say there was a high risk associated with that possibility. In NuSkin, when we look at their sales at that time and so on, we say there is a good chance that Pharmanex is going to be a big piece of NuSkin business, all right? And they're not big enough that if we don't work out, that they will cut us off as quickly as a drug company. So it was more of an emotional thing for us. That's it. We are much better off being a bigger fish in a small pond, if you will, than being a small fish in a big pond. So that was a second reason why we finally decided to go with NuSkin. So 1998, October, I think thereabouts, right? Pat and Marguerite, I think, were there at that time, and we came into the NuSkin world. I still remember, I think we were, we had to do a meeting somewhere in Utah. Gosh, they got us in. At that time, I was still living in California, and they flew us in some really dangerous place in Utah, and to meet all the leaders, you know, to tell them what this Pharmanex is all about. And that's how we came into the world of NuSkin. So Blake Roney, like many of you know, is the founder, right, of NuSkin. So as soon as we came into NuSkin, I still remember the day that he mentioned that the first thing that we should do is to take away or to bring back all the Pharmanex products from those 28,000 stores. In other words, we're going to cut off that mass market channel and not sell Pharmanex products anymore in that channel. Frankly, at that time, I never could understand why Blake was and the company was deciding to do that. Because usually in business, right, the more channels you have, frankly, the better chances that your sales are going to be much bigger in with your products. You have two shots at the apple, if you will, than just one shot. And that was already a profitable channel. So why do you close it? So for some of you, and many of you, I think on this call, most likely, have known NuSkin for quite some time now, but it always has stayed with me that NuSkin is a weird company. And the reason why it's weird to me is because it doesn't behave like a typical traditional company. It's fundamentally what Blake says and continues to be true, is that NuSkin is a company that is for the distributors, by the distributors, and with the distributors. So when you think and stop to think what that particular sentence represents, is the fact that, you know, NuSkin is not a company created to compete with all the distributors. All right, that's a very different business model from your conventional companies, right? Because for all intents and purposes, you keep on hearing it, it's an opportunity, and the products obviously are part and parcel of that opportunity. That in order to really make it a viable opportunity for everybody in NuSkin, you can't have a competitive channel, because you will be competing, right? So I still remember to this day, at that time, I never could understand what on earth that meant, you know? What do you mean by buy the distributors, for the distributors? A company, we just sell products. You know, you guys are just go do what you need to do, and the company needs to do what it is. That's the first time I really begin to see the difference in NuSkin versus what we have been doing in Pharmanex in the mass market. So we recall all our products, cost millions of dollars, frankly. And in January, that was when we started to market Pharmanex products in this channel. And much to my surprise, frankly, that was really still, it was very surprising. In the month of January, the Pharmanex sales, just Pharmanex, no NuSkin products, okay? Put that aside, just Pharmanex products, that month sales exceeded our prior 12 months total combined. That's amazing, right? So to me, it was absolutely astounding that how this direct selling channel works, you know, and it continues to resonate with me that there is power in this channel, and all of you being out there, if you truly give all of you a wonderful product that it can actually be sort of do some good in the world and so on, you know. So and that's how we came into the world of NuSkin, like I said. And yeah, it's wonderful. And to this day, I think roughly Pharmanex products and NuSkin products, we're about fairly even. So the company actually achieved its objective, right? To grow. And we are now an anti-aging company. We take care of skin beauty from the outside, take care of your body inside, beauty from the inside. It's a great combination. So, and it continues to grow. Our science still continues to be a very fundamental piece of how we develop our products. You can talk a lot about how good your products is. I mean, there are very few companies that will tell you their products are lousy, right? And so on. But for us, science, the commitment is science is not something you can talk. You really have to do. And I'm just hoping when I share these kinds of stories with you, it's about demonstrating to you that we are doing science. You know, now we are up to what, 75 scientists in NuSkin now. You know, so they take care of the 6S process you have heard about. Is the distillation, is all the things that we do in science, and we put it together to give you a safe and effective product. That is called the 6S process. And we apply that process now, not just to the supplement side, but also to the skincare products as well. You know, all the products we make, we want to make sure that they are safe and effective. And on the business side and the opportunity side, it's really an important piece, in my opinion, because I'm hoping that our products will never, ever embarrass any of you, right? And because you have a lot of things to do on the opportunity side as well. So the products in and of itself, if they're good, it gives you the potential that it can help to build a sustainable business and not a fly-by-night business. So that's really what we do with our science-based products. So 75 scientists, like I mentioned to you, and I don't think you can find that kind of scientific expertise team in any other company in the direct selling business, because we have pharmacologists like myself, we have nutritionists, you have biochemists, you have molecular biologists, and so on and so forth, skin biologists. So we come together to develop the products that you have in your hands. And so that's really the story behind Pharmanex, and it still continues to grow. We have ageLOC now.
Yes.
And I think ageLOC developed obviously after Pharmanex came into NuSkin. And that's where the team, we sort of thought about this gene approach to nutritional and skincare. And it's still, to this day, I look at it, you know, it's a unique approach that no other company has been able to develop behind their products, you know. And we have the biophotonic scanner. That's another, you know, technology that we gave or we developed in NuSkin. So when you look at all this innovation that's happening in NuSkin, I think you often wonder, right? So why invest in so much of this innovation and so on? I think the most important reason for us to do that kind of innovation is, again, tying it back to the business, is we want to make sure that we remain a ground floor opportunity, if you will, for all of you, you know. So, and that's what really why we continue to innovate. Maybe I'll sort of stop there for a bit, Pat, and see whether there are other questions that you may have.
Well, one thing is, how did ageLOC come about? You know, this gene expression and all this, how do you decide that, okay, this is a good way to develop as a line or technology platform for our products?
Yeah, so when I think back to how we first came about ageLOC, we look at all our products at that time, and this was about 10 years ago now, and we look at it and say, okay, you know, when we develop our products and we use science, obviously, yes, and all that, but what were we actually trying to make our products do? And we say, well, we're really trying, we are an anti-aging company, right? So we're trying to slow down aging in the body, including the skin. But are we truly doing that? So when we look at all the science and all the things that we do, we say, well, we are really just covering up the science of aging. We're not really doing anything different. So is there a better way of doing it? And one thing led to another during those discussions, and we finally came down to the reality, if you will, that if we really want to go after the aging process, we have to go and attack the sources. You know, some of you, if you can see my background, actually, that's the reason why I put it up, is that waterfall behind me. You know, if I try to stop that waterfall, the water from flowing down, it's much easier for me to stop the water at the top than at the bottom, right? So that's where that idea came from. If we can attack the sources of aging at the top, and the top is, the more we learn about it, is related to the genes in our body. So we have to go after those genes in the body. And that's how the idea, the first sort of discovery or revelation for us about ageLOC is, let's go and see whether we can discover and identify those age-related genes. And so that's what we went after. And that's the genesis of ageLOC. And we worked with a professor out in Wisconsin. And a year later, and we discovered him, and he also has the same kind of idea. And that really led to the acquisition, once again, the acquisition of LifeGen, you know, into NuSkin. So this ageLOC is still very powerful because I think we're getting much better results with our products with the ageLOC approach than with any other previous approach that we have tried. So it's what it is. So you now see ageLOC products in skincare, and you see ageLOC products in the supplement. And I think also that link, you know, between with using the ageLOC as the glue for the two types of products makes it much easier for all of you, I hope, to be able, when you explain and talk about the products, that it's easy to talk about that. You know, it comes from the same kind of genetic approach. It's except that the skincare products is obviously focused on the skin genes, and the Pharmanex products are more focused on the genes that are inside your body. So that to me is a very sort of powerful story to tell.
Mm. Yeah. But can we go back a little bit? What do you see when you mention gene technology? People say, you're changing my genes.
Yeah, good point, Pat. So we're not changing your genes. You know, this is not something that when our products enter your body or they're applied on your skin, those ingredients in the products don't go physically to the genes and change the nature, the physical structure of the gene. That's not happening. It's not like cancer. You know, many of us appreciate the fact, right? There are certain carcinogens, some cancer-causing chemicals. Those will physically change the genes, okay? And that ultimately can lead to cancer. Our ingredients don't at all work that way. First of all, they're natural products, right? So we have a lot of evidence and history that they don't do that kind of chemical alteration. So, what it really does, or what all these ingredients do, is sort of they act like switches. They turn on the genes again. These are all normal, healthy genes. It's just that over time, as we get older and get ourselves exposed to the environment, they get dirty, you know, to use a non-scientific word to describe it. So we're just cleaning them up and switching them on again with H-Lock products. So no, it doesn't cause any mutation of the genes at all. And that's why they're safe and effective that way.
Yeah, the trouble is with most laymen, you know, once you mention genes, you say, oh,
yes,
you're changing my genes. No, but it's a very complicated process.
It's yes. I understand. And yeah, and most people don't realize, right? Even as we sort of sit here and talk to each other, our genes are switched on. We cannot understand, or most of you would not be able to understand what I'm saying, or I would not be able to talk to all of you if my genes and your genes are not turned on, you know? So our body, for intents and purposes, all our bodies are controlled by our genes being switching on and off to be able to keep us healthy and functional. You know?
Wow.
Okay, good. Thank you for clarifying that. So our distributors will find that very helpful because, you know, for those people that don't understand gene therapy, they think, oh, you're changing my genes. So anyway, okay.
Yeah,
now
that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to apply H-Lock technology to some existing skincare products. Is that in the works?
Oh, you want to talk about future products now, right? Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Do you plan to? I think you started to incorporate some of the H-Lock technology into skincare products already. For example, the True Face Essence Ultra.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the plan to do more products like that too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, H-Lock approach is one of our, you know, main approaches to product development, you know, going forward. It's always going to be there and it's not going to change. In fact, we're going to add on to it. It has taught our scientists over the years many new things, given us an even better understanding of aging or how we can keep the body and skin healthy. So, for example, you know, very soon you're going to hear about some new ingredients that we have put into the Nutricential line.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's coming out very soon. And these are ingredients, we call them bioadaptive, another scientific term, Pat. But what it means is that because of H-Lock, we have discovered these new ingredients that can be used for skincare, and literally it's a whole new line. I'm frankly, yeah. So Margaret brought that new one out. That NuSkin's line is one of 14 products eventually that we're going to come out with. And frankly, I'm not a marketing person. I really didn't want to call them NuSkin's because it's way different from the previous NuSkin's type product, you know. So
Probably because to keep the price affordable by everybody.
yeah, the price is good, but it doesn't mean that the price is indicative that it's exactly the same as the previous NuSkin's line. It's just not the same. So that's another example. It's almost another age-lock approach. You know, we use the knowledge we have, came up with these bioadaptive ingredients to put it into the skincare products, a new skincare line. So
Yes.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Good.
Thank you.
So yeah, we got a new device coming out. So soon,
I'm
very
about to
soon.
ask you that.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell you on that product. So
Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah, we'll keep it secret, right, gang? Everybody.
I think everybody knows, right? I think everybody on this call, I think you've heard of this. Initially, I think there was a code name with it that's called MC Boost, but now it's actually the formal name. Once it's launched, it's going to be H-Lock Boost, and it's a little one. It's a very small device for the skin, and new technology with it. This is another thing that we discover how to use electrical or electric based technology to stimulate the skin and so on. And the big difference with this device is that you can travel very easily with it. And in fact, you can even use this device while you're traveling, you know? Yeah, that's a big difference with this one. It's so small. You know, if you're a guy, you can put this device in your pocket, in your pants pocket, and just pull it out and use it. If you're a lady, you can easily put it into your Hermes handbag and be able to use it as well. So yeah, so it's very easy to use, it's comes obviously with another gel that helps to conduct the current, and it's very different. This current, the way that we looked at this particular H-Lock Boost, you have the galvanic spa, right? So some of you may understand the principle behind the galvanic spa. It travels around the body, you know, to complete the electrical. Pat is a chemical engineer. I wish he was an electrical engineer, but he's not. So I have to explain all these electricity stuff. It goes through the body, but the boost is local. We design it in such a way that the electrical current is only within the area of the device. Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. And it's and like I said, it's safe, and once again, I think we've done enough clinical studies to show that it's going to be a great complement to your galvanic spa and Lumi spa. Wonderful complement.
This is proprietary to NuSkin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, because of all of you, now NuSkin, amazingly, is the #1 beauty device company in the world. We have the #1 beauty device brand in the world now. And this is amazing, all of you. It's just that, so we say, you know, we don't want to lose that lead and not and give away that device advantage. So yeah, we came up with that. So lots of new ideas coming through, and I think on the supplement side,
how about Grovive?
Oh yeah, I was going to bring you Grovive too, right? So
supplement side.
that has been a project we've been working on for quite a few years now, and really, it we're beginning to see, like for example, with our reishi mushroom, right? The lingji,
Yeah.
and that mushroom, we starting to see we cannot get enough of the high quality, pure mushroom for that product anymore. You know, it's becoming increasingly clear that many of these mushrooms that are grown they're coming from areas that the soil is polluted.
Ooh.
No, so the mushroom becomes, if you grow it in that kind of environment or in that soil, it becomes dirty, and it takes us it takes the 6S process a lot of effort to clean it up before we put it into the Reishi Max product, you know. So and that makes us worry and say, wow, this problem is going to increase every year. It's going to become worse and worse. We better find another way of getting our natural products from clean places, of clean environment. And that's once again, you know, very similar to AgeLog. We say, what can we do to improve our chances of getting pure raw materials? And that's how we came up with this idea of growing all these things indoors under controlled environment. And that is what a grow weave is all about. We're going to source many of our ingredients and so, or grow many of these raw materials indoors and controlling the temperature and so on and so forth. So finally, when we are ready to harvest it, it will be pure, and we have way easier time to extract all the active ingredients from pure raw materials. So
Wow.
Grow Weave is coming out, and we already have some ingredients now that we can start putting into our NuSkin and Pharmanex products over the next few years, you know. So that's what Grow Weave is. An exciting thing that we're doing on the sourcing side. Again, part of the 6S process, if you will. So I think very soon you're going to start to hear about, you know, how we are bringing all these things that we have done over the last 35 years or so on and so forth, you know, from the science side, from the technology device side, from our sourcing Grow Weave side, and putting it all together. No other company has actually committed to bringing all these things together, all these elements together as a powerful, you know, one technology.
Well, actually, that adds all of that add up to a very powerful story for NuSkin.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, it's very good. Now, I guess the current hot topic is COVID-19. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've heard so much about having a strong immune system.
Yeah.
Can you say something about what our current products would help improve or increase our immune system?
Yeah.
Knowing that, no, we are not making any medical claims, okay?
Well, no, yeah. I think none of our products can actually treat COVID-19,
right,
or they are antiviral, you know, that is, these are supplements, these are nutritional supplements. But so putting that aside, I started off by chatting with all of you about keeping your body healthy, right? So you can imagine how powerful that body, if you keep it healthy, that body will try to defend itself. That's the most important thing. And how do you keep a body healthy? And one of the most important things you can do is to think about good nutrition. Because if you have good nutrition, that will invariably translate to a healthy body. You know, there's no ifs and buts about that. So, and part of keeping the health, good nutrition is having all these ingredients, our nutritional supplements. They are not really macronutrients. In other words, they're not proteins, they're not carbohydrates, they're not fat. Those contain calories. Those build your body, that feed your body. But there's another type of nutrition that's just as important, and that is related to micronutrients, right? These are the vitamins, these are the minerals, these are the active ingredients you find in natural herbs and so on, okay? So those are the ingredients that you can find in Pharmanex nutritional supplements. So I almost look upon, if you use them and if you think about them as building blocks, so therefore to build a healthy body, you should be building a house of nutrition. And the most important thing in the house of nutrition, like in any other physical house, is to have a very strong foundation. And that's LifePak. You know, LifePak is a great foundational product. And that's why it remains still the most important product in NuSkin after so many years. Another foundational product is Age-Lock Youth or Wispan in certain markets, right? That's our Age-Lock. That's the most advanced anti-aging supplement. That's another foundation, stone or brick that you can build, okay, you can use to build your foundation. Then after that, you start thinking, you know, once you build that foundation, because no matter how big the house or how small the house is, if you have a lousy foundation, the whole house will collapse. Same thing here. So now that you have the foundation, you can then start about thinking things like immune system, cardiovascular system, you know, the brain system, and the lung systems and so on. All these things, you can start looking at Pharmanex products. And obviously Reishi is a great example of a product that we have that we developed to support a very healthy immune system. That's a good one to remember. AIE10 is another product that is great for the immune system. And tea green, you know, these to me, when I think about the immune system, I immediately would go towards these three major Pharmanex supplements. And we have a Marine Omega is a great one on the cardiovascular system, and a lot of talk about how that is very important in this day and age now. So that's another product you should be considering. So these are rooms that you start building your house. And once you include that together with LifePak, you have really a wonderful complement of Pharmanex nutritional supplements.
And G3, right, Joe?
Hmm?
The G3.
Ah, G3, our liquid LifePak. Yeah, wonderful product to consider. Yeah. And then you use that. In Europe, you obviously have a slightly different product. They call it JV over there. Same thing. Yeah. So, but G3 is really a good thing to use to take all your supplements, right, Marguerite? Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, it's very nice. Good, tasty, good, all good stuff. The gas.
We actually, I mean, once again, excuse me, once again, because of all of you, we actually started the you know, that Vietnamese fruit that's called gag.
Yeah.
We actually created that industry in Vietnam. We sell so much G3. You guys, all of you, help to actually make that a profitable industry in
Vietnam. Huh? Wow.
In Vietnam. Amazing, right? So, is it better than LifePak? I think it's the same. You know, some people may not like to take a pill or so many pills. Unlike you, Marguerite, you're okay. You're no problem. But some people, I think LifePak, yeah. G3, is it better? No, it's just a different way of taking it. I always think that using G3 to take LifePak is the perfect combination.
Wow.
Yeah.
One thing is our grandsons love G3.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah,
easier
kids
than
like it.
we can't feed them. You know, obviously, cannot feed them LifePak.
Right.
Anyway, okay. Do you have time for some questions?
Yeah, we have remaining 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. Yeah, let's do it. Yep.
I can read it. You read
Okay.
them.
Okay. Okay, there's a question saying that we take these other ingredients in our supplement for long term, the microcrystalline crystalline cellulose, titanium dioxide, magnesium stearate, silicon dioxide. Do these create biofilm in our gut?
No, not at all. They go right through your gut. These ingredients that you mentioned are really just ingredients to help us blend. You know, we have many active ingredients in our products, right? So, and when we, during the manufacturing process, sometimes we do not want those ingredients to stick to each other when we are mixing it. It's almost like making a cake. We want to make sure they're all evenly distributed. So we use these very safe FDA approved excipients, we call it. They're inert substances. They don't do anything, but they're very good in blending ingredients together. So once you take the capsule and when it goes in your stomach and go through the intestine and the capsule breaks apart, these ingredients will leave the body. It will not make a biofilm.
Okay. There is a question from New York or from Ron Joseph says, is there any new advanced studies showing the long-term effect in using age-long youth? That we are really happy to, I am taking it, but is there, I don't know, advanced studies? And then other than R-squared night, are there any other product able to have the same effect in detoxing our body at the cellular level?
Okay, first question first, right? Any new studies on youth? I think we just published a new one. It's just being accepted by a scientific journal. And I don't want to steal the thunder from the scientists who actually conducted that study. So I'm not going to tell you, but all I can tell you, the results are really good. So, and we may be able to share that results with you now that it's in a scientific journal. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So going to the second question, apart from R-squared night, well, when we think about cellular detoxification, I think that's what this question is related to. Eventually, R-squared night is still the best product, but we will be marketing a product or launching a product at least a year from now that will help to make R-squared night even better. It focuses on other things that happen in the cells, but for now, R-squared night is still the best product to detoxify the body. Okay.
Wow, that's good. There's a person named Naomi. She's pretty new in NuSkin. She said, I have a friend found out that she has myocarditis. I was wondering if I can recommend her about LifePak Nano. Is this okay? Thank you in advance.
I'm sure none of our products obviously are meant to treat diseases, right? So, but it's okay to take them to keep the body healthy.
Yeah. LifePak Nano is just to keep the body, like you said, the basic, the foundation to be healthy.
Foundation product, right?
Okay. May Chu had a question. What product would you recommend to improve your immune system? Oh, you already said it.
Yeah, we already say that, right?
Oh, there's a question saying that, I guess this is asking about for the new product called Boost, if I can use it even when I have makeup on my face.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Whoa.
That is a good answer. All right.
You don't have to clean your face off.
Yeah.
Right.
What about, Cordymax. Okay, I know May's asking, is Cordymax boost immune system? What do you think?
Yeah. I think Cordymax is, from our scientific studies anyway, I think it's more focused on sort of helping lung function.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all of us who have a little bit asthma, whatever, the Cordymax is really good to boost our breathing. Yeah, and somebody asked a question, Galaxy said, do you know about VCO? I have no idea what
I
it is.
don't. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
There's someone asked about what happened to age la Kappa. Oh,
Kappa.
Kappa. Remember we
I think we already launched Kappa, didn't we? I can't remember now.
what is Kappa? Okay. Another question. How does TR90 help people with health and immunity?
What did
The
she say?
TR90. The TR90. Does it help people with health and immunity?
Well, the thing is, TR90 is a weight management program, right? So, as we all know, a person that has less weight or less obese, if you will, it indirectly translates to a much stronger and healthier body.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a direct impact on the immune system. Okay.
Somebody asked about gut again, and actually, I think I know in China there's a special product for the gut.
The purple product.
The
Remember,
purple product.
Yeah,
and
the Balance Plus.
Yeah, and then now there are some people in Taiwan are taking it. So I don't know if it's going to pretty soon available in Taiwan. Will it become to US eventually? Don't know.
Not the same type of product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wendy Chang asked a question that I will answer. I know some of our products are listed in the physician's desk reference. What about FDA? FDA, we don't need to be FDA approved. Okay, if we're FDA approved, we will have to be doctors before we could recommend to anybody. Sorry, Wendy, that's a unrelated question.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the FDA is not. I mean, we still have, when we manufacture our products, we have to meet FDA guidelines, but they're not drugs, so it doesn't go through the same approval process. Okay.
So
I think maybe another 2 more questions we can stop, right, Marguerite?
Yeah, I guess they are checking out if we eventually will have some prebiotic.
Yes.
Something coming out.
Yes.
Future.
Soon. Okay.
Soon. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think that's all the question we have.
Okay.
Hold on, we're going to turn off the recording.